Let's just get started. Okay. So myself Sagar Jagad from the Department of Mathematics and Statistics welcome you all to the course of Math to Crack. Basically, the topic that we're going to cover is nothing but quantitative aptitude and logic reasoning. Myself and Sobna ma'am is going to consider half of part of this course. In my part, you'll be learning many topics, similar topics you're going to see in her part as well. But today, I want to start with a very basic thing. The first thing I want to clear is we hear the students are from all the branches. They are from FI BCom, they are from BCom, BSc, and BA as well. So it's always better to start with the zero. So I would like to start with the number system. Slowly, the difficulty will increase. Let's just see what the number system is. Whenever I say the numbers, what are the things strikes your head? You can let me know the answer in the chat box. If I say the numbers, what are the things that strikes your head? Yeah, anyone? If we say the word number, what kind of the number you imagine first? Yeah, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. They are the digits, right? Very good. The number line, very good, Raj. So what Raj is talking about, we are going to work on that number line. Let us just see how this number line has been distributed. I would like to start with what Arvind said. Natural numbers. So what are the natural numbers? Natural numbers are nothing but the counting numbers. It starts from 1, 2, 3 and so on. Right. Now in this natural number, if we see there is something missing part, that is I think the 0. If I add 0 to this set of all numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3, which Akshita said is called as a whole numbers, right? Still there is something missing in this whole numbers. Can anybody tell me what is that?
Zero.
Oh, 0 is there in the whole number. 0 was missing in the natural number. We added it to it. It becomes a whole number set. No. Okay. Rational, irrational are missing for sure, Raj. But is there anything else which is missing, which is very close to it? Yeah, we want to talk about integers. Integers are nothing but the negative numbers. So suppose in this set, if we add negative numbers, we are supposed to get the integers. Now, as Raj said, some part is still missing. If I talk about integer, still some numbers of the form 0 0.5, 0 0.2, those kind of a number are not still there. So if I want to add this number, these are called as a rational number. Could anybody define the rational number for me? How you define the rational number? Oh, very good. It is nothing but a fraction. Very good. So any number which is of the form p by q, where this p and q are integers and my q is not equal to 0, right? So over here what he says, any number that you can write in the form, for an example, I can write 2. This is a rational number. I can write 11 by 8. This is a rational number. But while writing this, I consider q to be not equal to 0. Can anybody specify why q must not be equal to 0? Yes. Suppose if I have 0, for an example, if I write 1 by 0, कोई मीनिंग ही नहीं बनता। वाह जी वाह, राज को ऐसा लगता है कि अगर मैंने डिवाइड बाय 0 किया तो कोई मीनिंग नहीं बनता। कैन एनीबडी जस्ट करेक्ट दिस आंसर? या द थिंग इज अनडिफाइंड। थैंक यू राबिया जी।
Sorry.
Yes, the answer is not 0, Omkar. Anything divided by 0 is undefined. याद रखिए, this is not even infinity. You should write it is nothing but undefined. Always remember, that's why whenever you work on mathematics, 0 is something special, because if you divide by 0, the answer is not defined. If you are interested, you can search about it and get more information. But over here, how I define the rational number? Any number that can be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integer and q is not equal to 0. Apart from them, can I say the 0.5 is a rational number? Can I say 0.5 is a rational number, by the way? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a rational number because I can write 0.5 is nothing but 1 by 2. Similarly, this 0.2 is a rational number because I can write it as 10. Right. So these are a very basic thing which I want to just clear before we start. So any number which is a finite decimal, or for an example, if I tell you 2 by 3, kitna hota hai 2 by 3? What is this 2 by 3 same as?
0.75.
Sorry, no. 2 by 3 is not 0.75. The 2 by 3 is nothing but 0.6666. During this course, we have to play with the numbers. And apart from that, one more thing students should note, there are very few examinations which allows the calculator. Right? So if you are thinking to go for it, you should make sure that without using calculator, you should get comfortable with the numbers. And our motto for this course is the same. We'll make you comfortable with the number, and the first session is for that only. So any number, yeah, very good, निहार जी. निहार जी ने ये समझ लिया कि रैशनल नंबर को डिफाइन करने के दो तरीके होते हैं. एक तो जैसे कि हमने कहा कि फाइनाइट डेसिमल होना, दूसरा कि अगर वो इनफाइनाइट डेसिमल है तो उसके अंदर रिकरेंस होना चाहिए. So there are two ways to define rational number. The first was p by q form, p and q integer q not equal to 0. And the second is it is a rational number, then it must be either finitely many point after decimal, or if it is infinite, there must be some kind of repetition. For an example, if I write 0.123, can I say this is a rational number? It is an infinite decimal number. But can I say it is a rational number? Yes, it is recurring, right? So whenever you can see the recurrence, yes, it is nothing but a rational number. Okay. But what is left? Any number which is infinite decimal and without repetition, that would be called as an irrational number. Right? For an example, I might write something like 3.14, 2781 dot. I just writing some numbers. Can I say this is a rational number? Can I say this is a rational number now? Just let me know your answer in the chat box. The chat box is open with me. Okay, this is not a rational number, by the way. If you see what I said, it is a rational number if there is kind of a repetition. If you see in the first one, 1, 2, 3 was repeating. If you see this example, there is no repetition. So it is a infinite decimal number without any kind of a rational repetition. So it is called as an irrational number. Right? So basically how I defined irrational number, the number which is not rational should be called as an irrational number. Right? So number which does not satisfy condition of being rational, that should be declared as an irrational number. Can anyone give me example for the irrational numbers? Yes? Any example of irrational numbers that you know? You can give any example. Okay, no issue. What I said, okay, Shreya, according to Shreya, it is 2. So, Shreya, can I say 2 is nothing but the finite decimal number? I can write it as 2.0 and it's done. So, this is not going to be irrational number for sure. If you see, what are you giving is nothing but root 2. Very good. Vignesh gave the answer as root 2. Very good. Somebody gave me the example of pi. Pi is also a rational number. Shreya and Goody, the example that you gave are not very good. Root 5 is a good example. Very good. The example that you get were the perfectly integer. They were not irrational. So basically यार irrational होता क्या है? Irrational का मतलब ऐसा नंबर जिसको आप अगर डेसिमल में लिखने जाओगे तो डेसिमल कभी खत्म नहीं होगा और उसके साथ साथ वहां पे कोई पैटर्न भी नहीं आएगा, चीजें रिपीट ही नहीं होगी. ठीक है? So that is called as an irrational number. So if I want to give the example, the basic example are nothing but pi, root 2, root 3, root 5 and etc. You can give inside the root. Okay. So basically what we are seeing over here is nothing but the basic kind of a number that you're going to tackle during the entire mathematics. But If I collect all this number together, if I collect all the numbers, for an example, rational and irrational together, the set which we got is called as a real numbers. Right? Every kind of a number that you know till now is come inside the bigger pool that is called as a rational number. Real number. Inside the real number, you have two parts. One is called as a rational, other is called as irrational. Inside irrational, you have a smaller set that is called as an integer. Inside integer, you have a whole number. Inside whole number, you have natural numbers. Is it fine? The number system is okay to everyone? What are the kind of the numbers that we are going to face? Yeah, okay. Just be active during the session so it would be easy for us. You have to write this basically Omkar no. You have to write the question solution. That means you can have a rough page with you. I'm going to share the PPT in the WhatsApp group. So don't write the thing. I'll share the material. But what I want is whenever I give you the question, you have to solve those questions. Nothing else. Okay. You can remember the things at least for now. Okay. Whatever thing you want, you feel important, you should write. Because test के अंदर कुछ similar चीजें हो सकती है. Okay. Now let's come to the basic fundamental of the number. The first is something but called as a prime number. Anyone know what is a prime number? I think students should know. What is a prime number, by the way? Okay, according to Omkar, 3, 5 and 7 are the prime numbers. What about others? Always begin with 2. No, no, no. Number, very good, Vignesh ji. The number which is divisible by 1 in itself cannot be divisible by any number. The more precise definition that Vignesh gave is nothing but the number which is divisible by itself and 1. For an example, if I take 5, 5 is divisible by 1 and 5 only. No other number could divide it. If I take 7, it is divisible by 1 and 7 only. No other number could divide it. If I give 6, can you tell me which are the number which can divide 6? Okay.
2 3s are 6.
Yes, so it is nothing but 2. 2 can divide this. Even 1 can divide it. Even 3 can divide it. Even 6 can divide it. Okay, there are some students writing odd numbers and all. Odd numbers are not prime always. Right? For an example, if I give you 15, 15 is an odd number. Is it a prime number? Yes, 15 is not because it is divisible by what? 3, 5 and 15. Right? But if I tell you 1, the number 1, it is divisible by which number? It's itself only 1. So what we see is there are some students telling me the definition that the number which is divisible by itself and 1 is a prime number. I would say that is a half correct definition. If I say 1 and itself, can I say 1 is a prime? 1 is a prime number, yes or no? No, 1 is not a prime number, by the way. I need to correct the definition of a prime. The prime number is a number which has exactly 2 factors. It should have only and only 2 factors. That number are called the prime factor. For an example, 5 is a prime number because I can see it has only 2 divisors. Similarly, 7 is also prime number because it has exactly 2 divisors. Right? So prime number is such a number which has exactly 2 factors. For an example, if I give you 9, can I say 9 is a prime number? No, because I can see multiple factor of it. 1, 3 and 9. These are the 3 numbers which divides. So the number which has more than 2 factor are called composite number. The prime number is this. The number which has more than 2 factor are called composite number. So for a prime, what is a test? It should have only 2 factor. For a composite, what is a test? It should have more than 2 factors. तो ये 1 को क्या बोलोगे आप? को 2 factors भी नहीं है and 2 से ज्यादा factor भी नहीं है. It has only 1 factor. So what I should say prime is 1 is what? ओमकार नहीं. Up to 2 factor नहीं. मैंने बोला exactly 2 factor. It should have exactly 2 factor. Not even less than it. Yes, very good, Mahek. It is neither prime nor composite, right? So this is the first fundamental that should get cleared, right? Akshita, हम लोग उसको co-prime नहीं कहता है. Co-prime is a bigger concept. One is a number which is neither prime nor composite. I hope there are few students which might be knowing this, but there are many students which might not know the definition of the prime number. But today what we are learning is prime number, how you define. Because the first topic that I want to cover today is nothing but about sequence of number. It is a logic reasoning topic. But to understand that, you should be comfortable with the numbers. So first is nothing but the number system, number basics. Right? So we talk about prime numbers. These prime numbers are defined as a number which has exactly two factors, right? Any positive integer is said to be a prime if it has exactly two factors. If it has more than two factor, I would call it as a composite number. Based on this, if I say 1 is neither prime nor composite. Apart from that, what about 2? When I say 2 is a prime number, yes, 2, because I can see only two factor of
Yes.
it. 1 and 2 only factor of it. But if I give you 4, can I say 4 is a prime number?
No.
Because it has 1 and 4, apart from it 2 also divided. Suppose if I give you any even number, any random even number, will it going to be a prime number if it is greater than 2? So, given any even number, it would have 1 and itself is always there. But apart from that, even number is divisible by 2 also. Right? So what we are learning over here is even number are not prime number except it is 2. Right? So given any even number greater than 2, it is never going to be a prime number. So 2 is the only even prime number. Right? So over here we are learning 4 main things. Are the concept clear about what is called as a prime number now?
Yes.
Okay. And two important things that we are learning is one is neither prime nor composite, two is the only even prime number. Right? So if you guys are comfortable with this slide, what you have to do is you have to list all the prime numbers from this. You have to write this for sure. Because when we'll be working with the number sequence, there are some patterns which depends on the prime number. So your task is to write all the prime numbers over here. You have to list all the prime numbers. I'll give you 1 minute time. Okay. Okay, so I think enough time was given. Let us just discuss about all those prime numbers. Very good. So first thing while doing this now, there are few things in my mind to write this prime number. What are the things I know is any even number greater than 2 cannot be a prime number. Right? So all this number are not going to be my primes for sure. Because they are even numbers greater. Apart from that, if I see this line here is actually divisible by, so they all are not going to be prime because it has 5 also as a factor. What do you think about the last line? This be my prime number? They are not going to, because all of them last also, right? Correct. So none of them is going to be my that number. So what I found is whatever is remaining, my prime number is going to be somewhere there only, nothing else. So let me just circle all the numbers which are going to be prime and which are not going to be prime. What about 1? This is it a prime? Can I count it? No, so 1 is not there. So 1, 2 is there, 3 is there, 5 is there, 7 is there. What about 9? 9 is not there. Okay. 11, 13, 17, 19. 4 remaining numbers are actually nothing but the prime numbers. If I go to the next line, 21 comes in the table of 3, so it cannot be the prime. 23, 27 comes in the table of 3, and 29. Very good. Can you tell me what are the prime number in the next one? In the next row, what are the prime numbers? Yes,
31,
31 is
31,
there. 33 comes in the
39,
table of 3,
37,
and 37. 39 could not be the prime.
39,
39 comes in the table of 3, right? 39 is nothing but 3 times 30. It is divisible by 2 numbers, right? 3 divides it. Okay, before going further, I'll let you know a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digit is divisible by 3. For an example, 39 is divisible by 3 because 3 plus 9, which is 12, is divisible by 3. Okay, so that is a trick that you can apply. For the next one, you can see 41, 43, and 47, right? And 49 is nothing but 7, 7, so it could not be there. Okay, what about the next one? Very good. It is 57 and
3,
53 and 59. Very good. Yes. Let's go further. 61, 63, 67 and 69. Okay, very good. It is 61 and 67 because बाकी दोनों number 3 के table में आ जाएंगे. Okay. What about the next line? 71. Is it a prime? Okay. 71, 73 and 79. This comes in the table of 11 and 7 both. Okay. 81 is 9 nines. It could be 83 and 89. What about this? 87 is not very good. Okay. And from the last line, the only prime number is nothing but the 97. All other number are not the prime because they are either divisible by 3 or by some other number. Okay. So can you just see how many prime numbers were there actually from 1 to 100? Total, how many prime numbers are there? There are total 25 prime numbers. If we list them all, these are nothing but the prime numbers. These prime numbers are very important because they will help you multiple times to make your calculation easy or either to identify the pattern. Right? For those purpose, this thing is very important. Okay. I request at least you should write those prime numbers you must have written till now. But that's fine. Let's go further. As I said, there are some basic tricks that would be required to us, and one of those is nothing but the divisibility test. Very basic thing. We'll just revise it and just go for an example. That means when do you say a number is divisible by 2? A number is divisible by 2 if the last digit is an even number. A number is divisible by 3 if sum of all the digits is divisible by 3. For an example, how do I check 123 is divisible by 3? I just add the numbers. The answer is nothing but 6. Since this 6 is divisible, hence the entire number is divisible. Okay. Similarly, what about 4? 4 is nothing but last two digits must be divisible by 4. About 5 is last digit must be either 0 or 5. About 6, a number must be divisible by 2 and 3, then it is divisible by 6. There comes a special case that's about 7. A number is divisible by 7. I'll just read it once and then I'll explain. Remove the last digit double the digit that you have removed, subtract it from the leftover number, and whatever is left must be divisible by 7. Okay, so let us just try to apply it over here. I give you a random digit like 2052. I want to check whether this number is divisible by 7. The test tells us you have to take the last digit, double it, so it is nothing but a 4, subtract it from the leftover digit, that is nothing but 205. What is left is nothing but 201. Now, if this number is divisible by 7, then the entire given number, original number, is divisible by 7. Now, again, I want to check whether this 201 is divisible by 7 or not. What I'll do, I'll just take the last digit, double it, so it is nothing but 2, subtract from the leftover, and it is nothing but 18. क्या 18 7 से divisible है? Does this 18 is divisible by 7? No, that means the entire number is not divisible by it. If the chain goes on and at the end if you get the answer as yes, then the original number was divisible by 7. For an example, can you check whether this number 518 is divisible by 7 or not? Just check whether this number is divisible by 7 or not. You have to check by using this. By using the rule. What does the rule tells? Double the last digit. It is nothing but 16. Subtract it from the leftover, that is nothing but 51. What is the difference? What is going to be this difference? The difference is going to be of 35, and 35 is divisible by it, so hence the answer is yes. Okay. So if you see it very carefully, what will happen? Sometimes in the test, some big numbers has been given, but you can utilize such small test to get the answer very quickly. Right? Okay, so for the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it is fine. For the 8, for the 2, it was last digit should be even number. It is divisible by 2. For the 4, last 2 digit must be divisible by 4. And for 8 is nothing but last 3 digit must be divisible by 8. And for the 9 is, for the 3 it was sum of the digit should be divisible by 3. For 9 it is sum of the digit must be divisible by 9. Right? So that's all about the test, and 10 is very simple. The last digit must be 10. Right? Please read all the test very quickly. We'll have the small example based on this. Okay, is it fine? सबको ये टेस्ट समझ गया? डिविजिबिलिटी टेस्ट क्या है? Okay, that's going good. Let me just give you an example, basic example. You just have to check the divisibility for this number. If I give you 10,000, you just have to tell me whether it is divisible by 2. What do you have to check? You just have to check the last digit. The last digit must be even number. Yes, 0 is the even number. Is it divisible by 3? The sum of the digits should be divisible by 3. Sum of the digits is 1, so no. 4 के लिए, what about 4? Yes. 5, it must end with 0 or 5, so it is yes. So how I think about 6? If it is divisible by both of this, then answer is yes. Since it is not divisible by 3, it will not be divisible by 6 as well. Okay. Now think about 7. Is it divisible by 7?
No.
No. If I see the last 3 digit, it is again 0, and any number divides 0, so 8 also divided. The sum of digit is 1, so it is not divisible by 9 as well. Since it ends with 0, it must be divisible by 10. Okay, now what you do, just write those number which divide this. For an example, if it is divisible by 2, write that 2 in the check box. From the given number, this 504. Check for 504 now. Yes, 2 is there. Go for the next number. Yes, 3 is there. Because sum of the digit is divisible by 3. Yes, 4 is also there. What about 5? It is not ending with 0 or 5, so it should not be. Since 2 और 3 दोनों का टेस्ट satisfy किया, इसलिए 6 भी है. Think about 7. Yes, according to Raj, yes, very good. It is divisible by 7 because if I d 504, double the last digit, subtract. So it is nothing but 8. It is nothing but 42 and 42. Yes, it is divisible by 7. 8. If you see 8, only 3 digits are there. So you are supposed to divide it, and yes, it is divisible. Divisible by 9 as well, and not by 10. Right? So how this is going to help you, because when you are doing the kind of any kind of a question in quant, you have to do multiple calculation. So before doing the calculation, you should know what kind of a calculation will help you out. है ना, divide करने से पहले ही पता होना चाहिए कि वो divide होने वाला है कि नहीं होने वाला. Okay, so that will help you. So that's about the divisibility test. Let's learn some simple trick how you can increase your speed of calculation. Right, because the most important thing that has been observed, or basically practically speaking, the way the question has been created, whenever you appear for the examination, they check for two things. The first is you should know the concept, and the second is you should do it very quickly. Right? If you go for a competitive exam, they give you only 1 or even less than 1 minute to solve one question. There are few examinations which give higher time as well, but most of the examination will give you lesser time. Right? So increase your speed of calculation. Within will be learning the concept of two-digit multiplication, that two very fast. Every one of us know how to multiply two-digit number, right? If you have 12 and 35, every one of us know how to multiply it basically. But what we'll be learning is a basic trick that can help you to get the answer. Apart from it, it can even give you a guess of an answer, which will help you to pick one of the options. Because most of the time, giving a correct guess or approximate guess could save your time. Because हमें वहां पर solution नहीं दिखाना है उनको, आपको सिर्फ 4 में से एक ऑप्शन को टिक करना है. And if you can guess कि आपका आंसर किसके पास होगा, you can tick the answer. Right? So for that purpose, this kind of a multiplication will help you. So how I am going to multiply this? There are 3 steps to follow. The first step is to multiply the last digits. That is nothing but 5 2s are 10 that you used to do in your normal multiplication. But it is 5 2s are 10. I write 0 and 1 is carried. The next 2 steps are combined together. जो standard multiplication के जो 2 steps थे ना, वो combine कर दिए गए. यहाँ पे हम लोग करते हैं cross multiply. So यहाँ पर 5 1s are 5, 5 and this 3 2s are 6. So it is 5 plus 6 11. 1 was carried, so it is nothing but 12. 2 and वापस 1 carried. First step was to multiply like this, last 2 digits. The second step was cross. The last step is to multiply the first 2 digits. So it is 1 3s are 3, and what was the remainder? What was the quotient? Quotient, the carry that we did, right? The carry was 1. So it is nothing but 3 1s are 3 and 1, that is 4. The answer is going to be 420. Advantage of this method is what? While writing the answer, you can see the last 2 digits very quickly. And if one of the option is matching with it, you can pick that answer. Right? So let us just revise it over here again. Yes, it is applicable to any number. Omkar, yes. For an example, I do 4392. So how I'm going to multiply? Over here, 3 2s are 6, nothing is carried. Then the next to do the cross multiplication, right? So 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 9 3s are is nothing but 27. 8 plus 27. The answer is nothing but 35. So I just write 5 and I do 3. Right? And after this, last step is to multiply the first two digits. So it is nothing but 9 fours are, that is nothing but 36 plus 3 carry is nothing but 39. Right? It can save your time if you practice it more and more. Right? So first question, is the method clear what we are doing over here? This crisscross method. First last two digits, then crisscross and the first digit. Yes. Okay. So let's let you practice. I request all to practice it. Just give me the answer by using your pen and paper. हाँ कैलकुलेटर फोन सबके पास है मुझे पता है ना और उसके अंदर कैसे करते हैं वो भी मुझे पता है और आपको भी पता है. But what we have to learn by using this. I request, if possible, during the entire course, whenever you are learning, please try to avoid using calculator. Because अगर कैलकुलेटर से करना है ना तो यू विल नॉट इम्प्रूव योर कैलकुलेशन, मैथमेटिकल और मेंटल कैलकुलेशन. जब तक करते नहीं है तब तक होता नहीं है मैथ्स. है ना, मैथ्स का एक ही रूल है जिंदगी का. मैथ्स का एक ही रूल होता है कि करोगे तो ही होगा, अदरवाइज नहीं. Just multiply this number and let me know the answer. Use the same method. Okay. Answer is nothing but no. 1882 is the wrong answer, I think. Just try to. Can you repeat? I didn't. Okay. I'll repeat again. Okay. What is the method? Let me just write in the bigger digit.
2056.
That is 3, 8. Okay. The first step is to multiply the last two digits. That is nothing but 8 fours are. That is going to be 32. So I write 2 and 3 is carried. The next digit, next step is to do the cross multiplication. So it is nothing but what? 40, and over here it is nothing but 12. What is it? I need to add all this number. It is something 5. So it is 55. I'll write 5. I use it. This is nothing but carried. Right? I go for the next step. Next step is nothing but to multiply first two digits. So that is nothing but 5 3s are 15. 15 plus carry का जो 5 चल रहा था वो 15 plus 5 20. So the correct answer is nothing but 205. It is going to be 2052. यशस्वी जी समझा क्या किया हमने? मेथड क्या समझ रहा है? Yes, okay. Just try to get this answer. Use the same method to get the answer.
So why you cut that 5?
That because this one, right? Wait, we here because the answer was 55, so I write that 5. The cut wala 5 is over here, and the extra 5 is carried.
Okay.
That used which you used to do earlier as well. Okay, can you do it again, please, sir? Yes, why not? Okay, let's do for the next one. It is 4, 5, 6, 3. What is the step? First step is to multiply last two. So it is 5 3s are 15. One is carried. Right? Now 4 are 12. 6 5s are 30. So what is this? 3 and 3 33. From this 33, 1 3 I'll write over here, and the remaining 3 is going to get carried. Right? So 3 is carried forward. Now this is 6 4s are 24, and this 24, अच्छा वो 4 होगा ना, ये 43 होगा. It is 43.
Yes.
Yeah, it is 43. So 4 is carried forward. 6 4s are 24. 24 plus 4 is 28. It is going to be 2835. ऋतुजा जी समझ रहा है क्या कर रहा है? हम लोग क्रिस क्रॉस करते रहता है. सबसे पहले लास्ट टू डिजिट, उसके बाद क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करना है. क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तब याद रखो, जब क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करते हो ना, add those two numbers, है ना, फिर लास्ट फर्स्ट दो डिजिट जो होता है उनको मल्टीप्लाई करो. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, whenever the number is a 2-digit number, last digit लिखो, आगे वाले नंबर को कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर देना. Try to do this. Try to use the same method.
5614.
Yes, it is 5, 6.
5614.
No, just verify it again. 5614 is the wrong answer. Try to do it again. Yes, it is going to be 5184. 5184 है, प्लीज वेरीफाई करेंगे हर कोई थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी. It's going to be 5. It is 9654. सबसे पहले 6 4 जा 24, 2 कैरी चल रहा है, ये हो गया 36. 36 प्लस 30, 36 प्लस 30 कितना हो गया मेरे लिए? हो गया वो 66. 66 प्लस 2 जो कैरी चल रहा है, यानी कि 68 पे हूं मैं. 68 लिखूंगा, 6 कैरी चलेगा. फिर 45 and this 45 plus this 6, 45 plus this 6 is nothing but going to be 51, right? Try this question. This is very simple. I think this could be done by everyone very quickly. 31 and 11. That is going to be, which number is to carry? Okay. Whenever you get a 2-digit number, the higher place must be carried. For an example, suppose if I get 64, I'll write 6 and this 4 will get carried. If I get 1515, I'll write this number should get carried. The number on the 10th place should get carried. Unit place should be written. It should be 352, right? The last one is 45 into 45. And I request, don't go for your traditional method. What we are learning over here is something with the Vedic method, which helps you to quicker your speed. Trishala ji, samjha? Can you explain this in method? Okay, this answer, this 352. Right, yes, okay. For this 352, I can see the chat box is filled. Okay, can you explain this in method? What do you mean by this method? I didn't get this. Which one you want me to explain? Vanishta ji. Okay, yes, the answer over here is okay, the 351 answer. Okay. I'll explain it within some time. Vanishta ji, wo explain मैं करता हूँ. I'll give you a better trick for that as well. Over here, if I just want to multiply, okay, let me just go for the next slide and explain you that 11 wala multiplication. The number was 32 into 11. By our trick that we have learned to do is, I need to first multiply the last 2 digits. So it is nothing but 2 ones are 2. Then I am supposed to do the cross. So it is nothing but, this is 3 and other part is nothing but 2. Cross के अंदर जो करेगा nothing but 5. I should write 5. Then the last step is to multiply the first 2 digits. Right? So it is nothing but 3 ones are 3. Is it fine? Okay. Yep. Okay, so over here there is something special happen. If you see, the answer was a good number. If you see, the middle number is nothing but just 3 plus 2. For an example, if I ask you 45 into 11, what will be your answer? If I ask 45 into 11, what is your answer? Yeah, it is going to be 495. And if you see, there is a wonderful pattern that is happening over here. Middle number is just nothing but the sum of the other two numbers. Why it is happening? Because the second number in the multiplication, or the one of the number in the multiplication, was 11, right? And this is not only happening in these two cases. It will happen for every case that you take. For example, if I take 72 times 11, the answer is going to be, it should start with 7, ends with 2, and the middle number is nothing but sum of the two numbers, that is nothing but 9. Right? So what is a pattern? Whenever the number is multiplied with 11, what you are supposed to do? If it is x, y, suppose any 2-digit number, you have to multiply with 11. It will start with x, end with y, and inside the middle, you will have x plus y. For an example, if I ask you what is 42 into 11, what is your answer? Very quickly you can get. Start with 4, end with 2, and inside the middle I should write sum of these two, that is nothing but 6. Right? But there is one thing that you need to make sure. Suppose if the number is like 76 and you want to multiply it with 11, it starts with 7, end with 6, and in the middle I should write it is sum of these two. So it is 7 plus 6, that is nothing but 13. So again, since the number was 13, I'll write 3 and 1 will get carried. Right? So the answer is going to be 6. So whenever you get a more than one digit answer, you should carry forward the rest of the part. You should write the unit place and the rest of the part should be carried forward. For an example, if I ask you again, 15, 11, what is your answer? Try to be a bit quick. Yeah, it is going to be 649. Very good. Okay, let's just have a bigger number now. What I do, now I multiplied with 11, but the number was a 2-digit number. What I do, I just take a number which is a 3-digit number and try to multiply it with 11. For an example, I have 123. I just change the color so we can have a distinction between 2-digit and 3-digit. So if I have 123 and I want to multiply it with 11, what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to do the same thing. The number starts with 1 and ends with 3. Now in between, what I'm supposed to do, यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया था, जो डिजिट थे 2 डिजिट उनको ऐड कर दिया था. यहां पर भी सेम चीज करेंगे. सबसे पहले हम लोग लास्ट 2 डिजिट को ऐड करेंगे, that is nothing but the 5, and after that we are going to add the remaining 2 digits, so it is nothing but 3. So answer is going to be 1353. If I just increase the scale, suppose if I go for 651 and I multiply this with 11, the answer would start with 6, ends with 1. सबसे पहले इन दोनों को ऐड करो तो वो हो जाएगा 6. इन दोनों को अगर ऐड करोगे तो वो 11 हो जाएगा. Okay, I'll repeat it again. But 11 का 1 क्या है? 7165. Okay, I'll repeat it again. Just see over here, Omkar. Suppose if the 352, I want to multiply this number with 11. What is the trick that we can use is, first of all, 3 ends with 2. ये 0 2 कहां से आया? First and last. Now for the middle digits, what you have to do? Just करो. Last के 2 digit को ऐड करोगे तो वो हो जाएगा 7. फिर आगे के 2 digit को ऐड कर दोगे तो वो हो जाएगा 8. याद रखो कि पहले लास्ट 2 digit और फिर आगे के 2 digits. Is it fine, Omkar? How we did this? Okay. Okay. So this about what we are learning is we are just trying to get the quicker way to multiply 2-digit number, and we find out whenever it is 11, the trick is more simple. We just have to add the digits. If it is 2 digit, first and last पता होगे क्या होगे, बीच में क्या आएगा? Sum of the digits. अगर 3-digit number होता है तो लास्ट के 2 को ऐड, आगे के 2 को ऐड, और जब कभी भी 2-digit नंबर मिलते हैं तब कैरी फॉरवर्ड करना याद रखो. Okay. Now as we have learned the multiplication of 2 digits number, there are multiplication of even 3 digits number. Right, so let us just learn a basic trick first. The trick is like, suppose if I take a small number 123 multiplied with 2, 1 and 4. I want to multiply these two numbers. The trick is similar. The trick is like, first I will multiply the last two. So it is nothing 12 by 2 and 1 is getting carried forward. The next is nothing but the cross. So it is 8, 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus जो 1 carry चल रहा था वो मुझे साथ में लाके 12 हो गया. So from that 12 I write 2 और 1 वापस से carry. ठीक है. Now जब हमारे पास 3-digit number है, यहां पर एक बड़ा सा क्रॉस भी आता है. The cross involve all the numbers. So I have 1 2 3 and 2 1 4. अब ये बड़ा जब क्रॉस कैसे होता है, हमने 4 को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया ना, अब उस 4 को आगे वाले नंबर, सो इट इज 4 1 4. अब ये 3 1 के साथ मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा था, तो 3, so this 3 2s are 6, and after that मिडिल नंबर को भी के साथ मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, तो ये हो गया 2. so this is nothing but 12. 1 कैरी फॉरवर्ड का चल रहा था वो, सो टोटल हो गया 13. सो 13 का 3 लिखूंगा, ये कैरी यूज कर लिया और एक बार 1 आया, राइट. सो हमने इसके बाद क्या किया, दिस इज नथिंग बट द थर्ड स्टेप दैट वी हैव डन. नाउ आफ्टर दैट सिंपल क्रॉस अगेन. नाउ 2 2s are 4, so that's total is nothing but 5, and 5 plus this carry ka 1 is nothing but 6. And the last step is to multiply first two digits, so it is 2 1s are 2, right. so ये स्टेप थोड़ा है ना, इसके अंदर थोड़े ज्यादा स्टेप है, लेकिन प्रैक्टिस थोड़ा करने पे इजी लगेगा. बट यहां पर जब हम लोग ने ये मल्टीप्लाई किया, व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स दैट वी हैव सीन, है ना. ये मल्टीप्लाई करते वक्त आप लोग ने क्या क्या स्टेप ऑब्जर्व किए. सबसे पहला स्टेप था कि लास्ट के दो को मल्टीप्लाई करो. फिर सेकंड स्टेप के अंदर यहां पर एक क्रॉस बना. yes, I'll repeat Shreya again for one more example, but at least for now just see the steps that are there, है ना. first there are total 5 steps. first is last, then cross, then the bigger cross, again cross, and the single one, right. so it is nothing but this cross, this again, and cross, and 1, right. so these are nothing but the steps. Let us just repeat the concept again in a different example. Suppose if I have these two numbers, I have 6 2 4 3 1 5. I want to multiply them. The first step is to multiply this two. So it is something but 5 4s are 20. I always remember to carry, so it is 2. The next step is to cross, है ना. फर्स्ट स्टेप ये था, सेकंड स्टेप है क्रॉस, सो मैं क्रॉस कर रहा हूं, राइट. सो दिस 5 2s are 10, 10 plus this 1 4s are 4, so it is 10 4 और 2 कैरी चल रहा था, टोटल हो गया 16. 16 का 6 लिखेंगे और 1 कैरी, राइट. सो अब ये मेरा कैरी कितना चल रहा है, कैरी चल रहा है 1. द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज नथिंग बट बड़ा वाला क्रॉस, जिसके 3 लाइन है, राइट. सो फॉर दैट व्हाट यू आर सपोज्ड टू डू, लास्ट नंबर फर्स्ट तक, यहां का फर्स्ट नंबर लास्ट तक, और मिडिल नंबर एक दूसरे के साथ. सो इट इज 5 6 are 30, 30 plus 12 42, 42 plus 12 44, 44 plus 1 45. so I write 5 and 4 is getting carry forward. Is it fine till now everyone? 3 स्टेप हो गए. यहां तक समझ रहे हैं किस तरीके से हम लोग कर रहे हैं? Yes,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Someone got the answer as well. The next step is something with
Yes,
simple
sir.
cross. The simple cross is nothing but between these two digits. So it is nothing but 6 plus 12. 12 plus this 4 is nothing but 16. So 6 and carry 1. Last step is nothing but single dash. So it is nothing but 8. 8 plus 1 is nothing but, sorry, 18 plus 1 is nothing but 90. 196560. The most advantage of this method is what? Because suppose एग्जाम में के अंदर भी ऐसे 3 डिजिट नंबर का मल्टीप्लिकेशन आता है, बट अगर आपको लास्ट 2 डिजिट भी तुरंत मिल जाते हैं तो आपको आगे करने की जरूरत नहीं है ना. एंड यू कैन सी बाय यूजिंग दिस मेथड यू कैन गेट द लास्ट 2 डिजिट्स वेरी फास्ट. लास्ट 2 डिजिट के लिए सिर्फ आपको 2 ही स्टेप करना है. अगर सपोज उसके बाद भी आंसर नहीं मिला तो ही थर्ड स्टेप के लिए जाओ, और नहीं मिला तो ही आगे जाओ, ठीक है. Okay, the answer is nothing but 196560. I'll give you one more example to practice this. Try to give me answer of this by using the same method. The steps are straight line, x, bigger x with a straight line, x and the straight. Try to solve by using this method. Initially, this take times. But once you start doing this, you will see that your mental calculation would be very fast. Because ये method के अंदर क्या होगा ना, you start adding the numbers in your head very quickly after when you practice it more. Okay. No, 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 no. Last, okay, yes, last digit is 4 pi, right? The 7 1 is wrong. The correct answer is nothing but 29845. 29845. 29845 is correct. Now, please verify those who haven't got the answer correctly. Okay. Right. I assume that you all are doing by using this same trick that we are learning. Calculator में button कैसे दबाना है मुझे पता है आपको पता है. So it's fine. Okay. 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 So that's about the multiplication of all those tricks which were required. What we do next is nothing but यहाँ तक जो भी किया ना, there are few more things that we could tackle in the number system and practicing this. But now we try to switch our focus from the concept of only numbers to working on the percentage. Because if you'll see, while I'll be teaching you as well, the concept of percentage is very important for the competitive exams. You should know how to play with the percentage. Multiple time when you see the questions of the competitive exams, the questions look very tricky and the numbers are such which we start feeling यार इसको calculator के बिना नहीं किया जा सकता. The only reason to feel that is you are not familiar with the simple tricks. That is the reason कि वो सारी चीजें difficult लगती है percentage के अंदर. As I can see, there is one student asking to explain it again. Let's see one more time how do we get the answer of multiplication. So it is something but 235 and 127. I want to multiply these two numbers. So let us just start multiplication. The first step is to multiply this two. 7 5s are 35. I'll write 5 and 3 is getting carried. The next is nothing but 21 plus 10 is 31 plus 3 is nothing but 34. 34, so I'll write 3 and again 3 is carried forward. Now bigger x. 14 plus 5, 14 plus 6, 25 plus 8. 25 plus 3 is nothing but 28. So I'll write 8 and 2 is getting carried forward. Okay. Now the cross over here 4 plus 3 7 plus 2 9 and 2 ones are 2. Is it fine, Shutosh ji? I would
Yes,
request.
sir.
क्या होगा ना, ये अभी थोड़ा टाइम कंज्यूमिंग लगता है, but if you see when I'm doing it, I can do it थोड़ा और quickly if I have to don't have to draw those lines. And now once you start practicing it, things will get faster and faster. But let's go further. As I was trying to tell you that कि numbers के बाद the next important thing that you will see in every examination is nothing but the concept of percentage, है ना. बहुत सारे ऐसे टॉपिक्स होंगे जहां पर परसेंटेज का फंडामेंटल यूज होने वाला है. Right, so we'll be talking about the percentage. And if you see, percentage बहुत ज़्यादा अजीब होते हैं. For an example, I'll tell you, give me 8.33% of 120. What is your answer? I tell you to find out. Give me 8.33% of 120. What is your answer going to be? तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन अराइजेस, यार ये बहुत अजीब लग रहा है. सबसे पहला 8.33, सबसे पहला तो वही अजीब लग रहा है. 120 तो इजी था, है ना. तो ये जो 8.33 है, slowly we will learn that is a special number, right? Let's just see the trick behind it. Before that, if I ask you to find out 50% of a number, for an example 20, what is your answer? I ask you to find out 50% of 20. What is your answer?
10.
Answer is going to be 10. Very easy.
10.
How you got 50%? By the way, you just divided by 2, right? You did half of it. देखो राज जो है ना, राज ने यहाँ पर कुछ अच्छा लिखा है. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी विद इट. बट राज, द आंसर दैट यू गॉट, उसको डिवाइड करने के लिए इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. द आंसर दैट यू रोट ना, वो पहली बात तो गलत है. बट आप कुछ सोच रहे थे कि वो किस तरीके से हुआ रहेगा. विल टॉक अबाउट इट. बट एक चीज सब लोग ने ऑब्जर्व कर ली कि जब आपको 50% निकालने बोला ना, तो आपने हाफ कर दिया. अगर सपोज मैं आपको बोलता हूं सेम नंबर you have to find out 25%. What you will do? Yes, you just have to divide that number by 4. So what we are learning is 50% is actually same as doing half of a number. 25% is actually same as doing 1/4 of the number, right? So over here we will be learning this relation between percentage and the fraction. Let's see over here. For an example, if I have a 100%, I'll just multiply it with 1. Sorry. If I have 50%, what I do is I just multiply it with half. Right? I just multiplied that number by half. I get the 50% of it. Suppose if I want to find out 33.33% of something, I just divide that number by 3 and I get the answer. Right? Suppose if I ask you what is 33.33% of 27, what is my answer? Yes, correct, Jyoti ji. Jyoti ji ने सही पकड़े है ना? It is 8.33 is nothing but 1/12. That is something that we have to learn. Right? Over here the answer is nothing but 9. It was so easy. And if you see in the examination, they trick you like this. Because most of us have a habit of when we see the percentage, हम लोग क्या करते हैं ना, उसको divide by 100 करके फिर multiply करने जाते हैं. वही एक बेसिक डिफरेंस होता है वो बंदा जो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर नहीं किया और बाकी बंदों के बीच में, है ना? वेरी गुड. So over here the answer is 9. Similarly, when I have 1/4, the answer is going to be 25%. When you have 1/5, when you want to find out 20% of something, the answer is actually got by dividing it by 5. Okay, so when you have 1/6 is actually same as 16.66% of a given number. If you think about 1/7, it is same as 14.28% of that number. If you have 1/8, it is nothing but 12.5% of a number. If you have 1/9, it is nothing but 11.11% of a number. If I have 1/10, can you tell me what is 1/10 actually? How much percent the 1/10 must be? It should be 10%. Very good. And the 1/11 is nothing but 09.09%. And as Jyoti ji has told us, 8.33 is nothing but 1/12. So now anybody can tell me the answer for 8.33% of 120? Can you tell me what is the answer for this?
10.
Answer is going to be 10. Very good. Now it looks so easy, right? Until we don't knew this trick, it was very difficult to think about. Yeah, percentage है, divide करना पड़ेगा, multiply करना पड़ेगा. But once you know the relation between percentage and a fraction, things will get easier. Now, in front of you, you have 12 fractions to remember. I give you 1 minute time. जल्दी जल्दी से याद करेंगे और फिर उसके बाद मैं आपको एक छोटा सा ट्रिक दूंगा जो आपको इस परसेंटेज को याद रखने में भी हेल्प करेगा, है ना? There are few ways in which you can remember few of them. It will get easier for you. Sorry, Archana ji, what I should repeat? I'll repeat all those fractions. Why these fractions are used? The fractions are used because we can directly get the answer of percentage by just dividing it by a number, right? So here, let me just repeat the fractions. I just request you all to read it once. What I do is, don't read. Let's just repeat it again with me. Suppose if I had 1 is same as what? I should write it over here. The 1 is same as 100. If I do 1/2, the answer is 50%. And now few of them are very trivial, so there is no trick required. If I 1/3 of anything is nothing but 3.33%, because आप 100 को 3 से divide करोगे आने वाला है. If you have 1/4, it is nothing but 25%. 1/4, quarter is nothing but 25%. Okay, what is 1/5? 1/5 is how much? You have 100 divided by 5. That is nothing but 20. You can remember it like that. Now, when comes the next numbers, 1/6. The very tricky, but you can remember it like this. 1/6 इज एक्चुअली सेम है, जो आपने नंबर्स लिखे ना उसको वापस से लिखो 1 6 ना, तो राइट 6 और फिर ये 6 को रिपीट करते जाना, ठीक है। सो इट इज 1/6 देन इट स्टार्ट्स फॉर 1 6 तो 16.66। ओके, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट 1/7। 1/7 कैसे याद रखोगे इसको? 1/7 क्या होता है? 1/7 क्या होता है? तो 1/7 इज जहां पर एंड किया ना तो नंबर को डबल कर दो। सो इट इज 7 ना, सो उसको डबल करोगे तो 14, वापस जो मिला है उसको वापस से डबल कर दो, सो इट इज 2 जा, और एक बार डबल कर दो, सो इट इज 24, सो इट इज 14.28, that is nothing but 1/7। Talk about 1/8, how you can get 1/8? First of all, if you can see, यहां पे और भी पैटर्न चल रहा था। 1/2 50% था, 1/4 उसका आधा हो गया, तो 1/8 इस 25 का आधा होगा, 25 का हाफ करूंगा तो कितना हो जाएगा? इट इज 12.5, राइट। सो लेट्स कम बैक टू दिस 1/9, 1/9, 1/10 एंड 1/11। 1/10 तो होगा 10% होगा। अब ये 10% के ऊपर वाले और नीचे वाले रिलेटिव है ना, मामा काका के लड़के हैं दोनों, ठीक है। किस तरीके से? तो इफ यू वांट टू रिमेंबर 1/9 यू शुड राइट 11, 1/9 एंड 1/11 आर रिलेटेड। 1/9 लिखना है ना तो लिखो 11.11। आपको 1/11 लिखना है तो किसका रिलेटिव था? 9 का, तो क्या लिखेंगे यहां पर? 09.09, ठीक है। 9.9 नहीं लिखेंगे, याद रखेंगे 09.09, ठीक है। अब बचा क्या? 1/12। 1/12 कैसे मिलेगा? टू गेट दिस 1/12 व्हाट वी कैन ऑब्जर्व इज 1/6 जो है हमारा, जो 1/6 था उसका आपको आधा कर देना है, बिकॉज 6 और 1/12 में फर्क कितने का है? हाफ का फर्क है ना, तो यहां पर जो था उसको हाफ कर दो, सो कितना आएगा? 16.66 था ना, तो यहां पर आएगा 16 का हाफ इज नथिंग बट 0.33%। Is it fine? Now can you just connect to this numbers? I think अब ये ट्रिक देखने के बाद अब ये नंबर्स आपको वियर्ड नहीं लगेंगे, है ना, कि याद करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा नहीं। हाँ, याद थोड़ा कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा, बट ये ट्रिक होने पर याद करना इजी हो जाता है। प्लीज रीड ऑल द फ्रैक्शंस, बिकॉज आपका जो टेस्ट होगा उसके अंदर मैंने फ्रैक्शंस पूछे हैं, ठीक है। फ्रैक्शंस पूछे जाएंगे, मैं आपको दूंगा कि 1/8, so 1/8 is what? If I'll give the percentage, you should give me the corresponding fractions as well, ठीक है। तो वो सारी चीजें होने वाली है, ठीक है। सो नाउ द थिंग्स इज दैट कि अभी भी रेस खत्म नहीं हुए। यहां पर मैंने आपको फ्रैक्शंस दिए थे, डेफिनेटली हम लोग 1/13 1/14 नहीं पढ़ेंगे, बट यहां पर जो फ्रैक्शन देखे थे उनके भी कोई रिलेटिव है, किसी भी रिलेटिव नहीं लगना चाहिए, राइट। सो उन रिलेटिव के बारे में भी बात कर लेते हैं। सो इफ आई गिव यू 1/3 इज 33.33, if I multiply this by 2, what will happen? It is nothing but 2/3. So I should multiply the fraction also by 2. So it becomes 66.66, right? So बहुत बार ऐसा दिखा होगा आपको एग्जाम के अंदर, अगर अपियर करोगे तो 66.66 दिखा होगा, है ना। अगर आपको किसी भी नंबर का 66.66 निकालना है तो आपको क्या करना है? आपको सीधा का सीधा उसको से मल्टीप्लाई करना है 2/3, यानी कि 3 से डिवाइड करो और 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, ठीक है। So 2/3 is what? It is nothing but 66.66. Similarly, I know 1/4 is 25%. So 2/4 कितना होने वाला है फिर? What will be 2/4 by the way?
कहाँ दिखाने का दोस्त है? बदल बेटे वहाँ कौन सी बेटी?
It is 0.5, that is nothing but 50%.
तो बहुत परेशान कर लेगा। हम तो 12 घंटे काम करा।
Mute yourself everyone.
घर का काम बेटी नहीं करेगा, तो ये जिंदा नहीं होगा, तो नौकरानी है नौकरानी लोगों को
जाके म्यूट करना पॉसिबल नहीं होता है कभी कभार, ठीक है, ठीक है। So it is going to be 50%. Similarly, if I just follow this pattern, I can easily observe my 3/4 is nothing but 75%, राइट। तो अगर आपको कहीं पर 75% निकालना है तो क्या करना चाहिए? सिर्फ 3/4 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए, गेट द आंसर वेरी इजीली। ओके, तो हम लोग ने 1/3 का पैटर्न देखा, 1/4 का देखा। अगर 1/5 है, 20% निकालना है तो 5 से डिवाइड कर दो, 40% निकालना है तो 2/5। अब उसको 3 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 60%, 4 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 80%। ठीक है, अब ऐसा ही ट्रिक 1/6 के लिए डिफिकल्ट है, बिकॉज वहां पर 16.66 था, तो उसके रिलेटेड नंबर्स को निकालना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है। बट 1/7 थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है। Now 1/7 is an interesting number since the answer is actually 14.28. बट अगर आपको उसके रिलेटिव्स को जानना है, तो रिलेटिव को जानने के लिए सबसे पहले ये जान लो कि उसका एक्चुअल वैल्यू है 14.2857। तो मैं क्या करता हूं ना, ये 14.2857 को सर में रख देता हूं। What I will be learning is I will be learning how to get the value of 2/7, 3/7, 4/7, 5/7, 6/7। वो सारे नंबर्स को याद रखने का तरीका सीखा है। सो मैं क्या करता हूं, मेरा जो आंसर है 1/7 का वो क्या था, 1, 4, 2, 8, और आगे के दो नंबर आपको याद करने पड़ेंगे, दैट इज नथिंग बट 5/7। वहां पे वो टूजा वाला रूल मत लगाना प्लीज। ओके, सो दिस इज नथिंग बट इट। 1/7 was nothing but 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7। सो यही सर्कल को आपको ऐसे क्लॉकवाइज मैनर में रीड करना है डिजिट्स को। इफ आई टेल यू 2/7, आई वांट टू फाइंड आउट 2/7, तो सबसे पहला काम मैं ये करता हूं कि मेरे पास जो नंबर्स थे, सबसे पहले आई हैव ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड विद 1, आई स्टार्टेड विद 1, 1, 4, 2, 8, दैट गिव मी 1/7। आई वांट टू स्टार्ट विद द नेक्स्ट लीस्ट नंबर आउट ऑफ इट, यानी कि उससे बड़ा नंबर कौन सा है, 1 से बड़ा नंबर कौन सा दिख रहा है आपको इस सर्कल के अंदर, तो इट इज 2। सो नाउ आई विल स्टार्ट विद 2। सो द 2/7 इज नथिंग बट, माय 2/7 इज नथिंग बट, इट इज 2 से स्टार्ट करेंगे तो इट इज 28.57%। सो इट इज 28.57%। दैट इज नथिंग बट द वैल्यू ऑफ 2/7। If I want to think about 3/7, I'll start with the next number. 1 यूज हो गया, 2 यूज हो गया, नेक्स्ट नंबर कौन सा बड़ा नंबर लग रहा है, तो 4, 4। So my 3/7 I'll go in the clockwise manner, 4 से स्टार्ट करूंगा, 42.85%। So 3/7 is nothing but 42.85%। Can anybody tell me what is going to be my 4/7? 4/7 कितना परसेंट होगा?
57.1.
वेरी गुड, इट इज गोइंग टू बी 57.14, है ना। तो 57 बिकॉज नेक्स्ट नंबर 5 था। अब 5 के बाद नेक्स्ट नंबर कौन सा दिख रहा है? यस, सो कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट इज 5/7 नाउ? यस, इट इज 71.42 एंड 6/, तो 7 भी यूज हो गया। लास्ट नंबर है 8 से स्टार्ट करोगे तो 85.7 is nothing but last 85.14 is nothing but the last. If I tell you what is 7/7, what is your answer? What is 7/7? It is 1, but it is 100%. Right? That means what we are doing, I'm not telling that 1/3 is 33.33%. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is, if you want to calculate 33.33% of something, that is same as multiplying it by 1/3. तो हम लोग उनका रिलेशन देख रहे हैं, राइट? मैं आपको ये नहीं बोल रहा हूं कि 7/7 is nothing but 100%. It is the same as 1 only. Mathematically it is 1. But if you see in terms of a percentage, it is nothing but 100%. Okay. Now 1/8 क्या था? 12.5. 1/8 कैसे मिला था? तो 1/4 25% था, उसका हाफ करके। So if I have 1/4, 2/4, the answer for 6/7 is nothing but, you start with this last number, क्या यही बचा ना, अकेला यही नंबर बचा। So start from this 85.71. Oh, here I wrote 1/4, right? It should be 7/1, right? 6/7 is nothing but 85.71. You should start from this, go in the clockwise direction, 2 digits, right decimal, next 2 digits. Is it fine, Khushi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go further. It is 1 by 8 is nothing but 12.5. If I think about 2 by 8, it is 25%. 3 by 8 कैसे मिला होगा 3 by 8? तो ये जो नंबर है उसको सिर्फ 3 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, 125 को 3 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, इट इज नथिंग बट 37.5. व्हाट इज 4 by 8 बाय द वे? व्हाट इज दिस 4 by 8?
50.
Okay, it is 50. Very good. 5 by 8 is nothing but 62.5. And if you can see very carefully, what we are doing is we are just adding 12.5 every time. Now we are just adding 12.5. The next is going to be 75. Actually, it is something but 3 by 4. So you can get it from somewhere else as well. It is 3 by 4. We have already learned it is 75%. 7 by 8 कैसे मिला होगा? तो इसके अंदर 12.5 ऐड करने पर. ठीक है? So that is a sequence for 1 by 8. 1 by 9. What is the answer for 1 by 9 by the way? What is the value for 1 by 9? Yeah, it is 11.11. Can you tell me what is the value of 2 by 9 then? 2 by 9? Yes, correct. So what we have to do is just multiply it by that number. Okay. So that's about 1 by 9, right? Every number is nothing but just multiplying it by the corresponding number. Right? 22.22, 33.33, 44.44 and so on it's going. Right? Let's see the next one. 1 by 11. As I said, you should write it as 09.0. रीजन क्या था ऐसा मुझे ट्रिक के अंदर देने का? बिकॉज अदरवाइज क्या होता है ना, अगर बच्चों को बोलते हैं ना तो उन लोग 9.9 लिख देते हैं, विच इज इनकरेक्ट. इसलिए मैं 09.09 क्यों लिखता हूं? एक्चुअली इट इज 9.09 ओनली, बट आगे जीरो रखने पे आप यहां पर भी आगे जीरो रखना याद रखोगे, नथिंग एल्स. सो कैन यू गेस व्हाट इज 2 by 11? What would be 2 by 11? Yeah, it is 18.18. So करना क्या है? सिर्फ मल्टीप्लाई करना है. Can you give me what is the value of 6 by 11? 6 by 11. I want the value of 6 by 11. Yes, so what you have to do, just multiply this by 6 and you get the answer. Right, so similarly, यहाँ पे okay, yeah. So these are nothing but the basically अगर इतना पता है ना तो I say 70 to 80% के जो percentage use होता है examination के अंदर वो सारे के सारे यहाँ पे आ गए. Why I said 70 to 80%? There are few more left, but we will not focus on that. Apart from that, यहाँ पर जो आपको percentage दिखते हैं ना उनके combination भी बनाए जाते हैं exam के अंदर. That also could be used, but that comes to our next level. Our focus would be to give you a basic idea. एक चीज को याद रखो, if you are preparing for any examination, the course will give you a start, है ना, आपको एक push देगा start करने के लिए. But जो आपको requirement है qualify करने के लिए या फिर crack करने के लिए, उसके लिए और भी ज्यादा higher standards होनी चाहिए. For that you need to practice more. You need to solve more difficult problems. We here will just introduce you with the topics and the basic kind of an example that could be solved. I request you all to read all this number very quickly. याद नहीं होगे that I can remember, but since you know how they are coming by using the tricks, strike होने लगेंगे जब वो नंबर सामने आएंगे. याद रखना कि जब कभी भी ऐसा 11 के मल्टीपल होता है तो आंसर इज इन 1 by 9 में कहीं तो आंसर है. जब कभी भी नंबर 9 का कोई मल्टीपल है तो याद रखना वो 1 by 11 का कोई रिलेटिव है. Is it fine? एक बार थोड़ा quickly read करो. We'll practice some problem on it and then we can jump to the interesting part today. Okay, just try to go through every number because मैं आपको कोई भी नंबर दे दूंगा और फिर पूछेंगे कि फ्रैक्शन क्या है, so you should know what it is, है ना? अगर एक दो बार रीड किया होगा ना तो चीजें इजी लगेगी. I just request don't message anything in the chat box for 2 to 3 minutes. I will share the form link into it. है ना, वो अटेंडेंस का फॉर्म है ना. एज अ बैकअप आपका अटेंडेंस फॉर्म भी बनाया गया है, अदरवाइज आपका अटेंडेंस गूगल ट्रैक से भी हो रहा है, राइट, द टाइम यू आर प्रेजेंट फॉर द मीटिंग. आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल टू फिल द फॉर्म. आई विल गिव यू सम टाइम, यू कैन फिल द फॉर्म टिल देन, और जिनका हो जाता है वो इन फ्रैक्शंस को रीड कर सकते हैं. Yes, if possible, just give the college email ID. That would be better. If you don't have your college email ID, you can write your personal. But try to prefer college email ID.
Sir, what to write in comments?
I think that isn't by default. You can ignore it. I think that is not required as well. No, don't write anything in the comment. You can ignore it. That's fine. If it is done with the person, that is fine. But doing with the college ID is better because we can contact you very easily, right? It's fine. From the next time, just fill it with that ID only, college ID. When we have your college ID, it is easy to reach to you because with your college ID, we get the entire information. Okay. I'll give 2 more minutes. Please fill it fast. Then you can start with the next part. Okay, I think Yogesh, TY BSc. You can others option है क्या वहाँ पर Yogesh? Just check. In the form there must be an option of others. No sir. From my end the form is not opening. Okay. Okay. Let me just see. Okay, Yogesh. What you do is just select. Okay, from my end the form is not opening. I think दोनों चीज साथ में नहीं होगा, है ना? That might be one of the reason. You just have to switch it. योगेश क्या करो ना, अभी आप TY BCom डाल के रखो, आपका डेटा मैं चेंज करता हूँ. जस्ट मैसेज मी पर्सनली, ठीक है? मुझे एक मैसेज डाल के रखो योगेश. ओके. एंड यशस्वी जी ऑल्सो मैसेज मी वंस, ठीक है? Okay, that's fine. So I think we can go further. अरे यार राज, वापस फिल मत करो. प्लीज फिल इट ओनली वंस, हाँ? अदरवाइज नेक्स्ट टाइम से मैं बंद करता हूँ. showing it to sign in. हाँ, it will show, right? It will show you to sign in. Sign in करोगे तो Google फॉर्म कैसे होगा? Because उसको email ID चाहिए रहता है आपका. You have to sign in. So what we have done till now, it's about the fraction and percentage. I think most of the students should be done till now. We can start with the next part of it. As I said, there must be some test over here. But today, since we haven't learned something more enough part, what I'll do is we will start with the topic of sequence, and tomorrow, not tomorrow, tomorrow the ma'am will be taking the lecture. Day after tomorrow, when we meet on the Sunday, I will take the two tests together, है ना? आज जो पढ़ा है और उसका continuation वाला दोनों का टेस्ट में combine कर दूंगा. ठीक है? So for some more time, we would be studying the concept of sequence and all. But before that, जो सीखा है उसको apply भी तो करना चाहिए यार. Let's learn this. Let's practice this question. The first one, 71.42% of 49. सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन, 71.42% कितना होता है in terms of a fraction? 7142 कहीं देखा था? 7142. Yeah, it was 5/7. So अगर सपोज मुझे इस नंबर को मुझे पता है 71.42 है, तो इसका आंसर, कैन यू गेस व्हाट इज द आंसर फॉर दिस? बिकॉज ये तो मेरा 5/7 हो गया. 5/7 into 49. 5/7 into 49 मुझे पता है कि भाई ये 7 के टेबल में आता है. So answer is but 35. It is so easy once you know that fraction, right? Otherwise 71.42% एग्जाम में दिया है, and if you don't know about it, तो फिर दिन का रात हो जाएगा, एग्जाम वहीं पे खत्म हो जाएगा. ठीक है? ओके, 62.5 कहीं देखा सा है? What is 62.5%? Yes, it was 5/8. Very good. So 5/8 है, so it is nothing but 5/8 of 104. अब ये 104 को 5 से फटाफट से कैंसिल करना है, so it is nothing but 1s and I think it's going to be 3s, right? 1 and 3, answer is nothing but 65. Very good. Go for the next. देखो यहाँ पर क्या दिख रहा है? 63 9 के मल्टीपल है ना? वो 9 का मल्टीपल है तो डिवाइड में क्या आएगा? 63. वेरी गुड. 9 का मल्टीपल है तो डिवाइड में 11. कौन सा 9 का मल्टीपल है? 7 है ना? 7/11. इस तरीके से आप याद रख सकते हो. सो इट इज 7/11 is going to be 77, है ना? बिकॉज 121 is nothing but 11. 8.33 आज ही हमने देखा था. 8.33 क्या है? 8.33 was it was 1/12. Very good. It is 1/12 into 540. Okay, if you divide this 540 very quickly, if I want to see, this is a direct multiplication by the way, है ना? 540 को डिवाइड करना है, it is going to be 4.5, right? It is correct. Is it 4.5 by the way? हाँ, करेक्ट है. सबको 4.5 लग रहा है? 4.5 गलत आंसर है. 4.5 नहीं होगा. 4.5 क्यों बोला वो नहीं समझ रहा है मुझे. जस्ट चेक एवरीवन, डिवाइड करके देखो. यस, इट इज ओनली 45. आंसर इज ओनली 45. डेसिमल पता नहीं कहां से लेके आए थे, कोई बात नहीं. ओके, 6667. ये 6667 क्या है? It is 1/6. Very good. 1/6 of 288. Before dividing, I want to see whether this number is divisible by 6. ये divisible होता है कि नहीं, कैसे चेक करूंगा? Last digit is a even number, so yes, it is divisible by 2. 3 से क्यों divisible है? Because sum करने पर मुझे आंसर आ रहा है 18, और वो जो 18 है वो divisible by 3 है, इसलिए आंसर divisible होने वाला है. और आंसर होने वाला है, yes, anyone? Is it 48? Yes. So that is nothing but 48. Right? So this is nothing but the way यहां पर हम लोग जो चीज कर रहे हैं ना, that is going to be one part of a question, very small part of a question. But if you know this trick, that part would become very easy और some फिर easy लगने लगेगा. Otherwise क्या होता है ना, मेन पार्ट तक पहुंच ही नहीं पाते जब तक आप इसको टैकल नहीं करते. ठीक है, आई होप आपको ये परसेंटेज फ्रैक्शन का कॉन्सेप्ट समझ रहा है. व्हाट वी कैन डू इज वी कैन गो फर्दर. ये परसेंटेज वाला जो पोर्शन था उसको हम लोग वापस से देखेंगे जब हम लोग मैं आपको परसेंटेज पढ़ाऊंगा, ठीक है। बट अभी के लिए हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं। We want to talk about sequence. As I said, I wanted to start with the logical reasoning because it is one of the interesting and the part which is most closest to what we have learned is nothing but numbers, है ना। बहुत सारी एग्जाम्स होती है जहां पर उन लोग पूछते हैं गिवन 5 नंबर्स यू हैव टू गेट द 6 नंबर, आपको एक पैटर्न आइडेंटिफाई करना है। What we will be learning is nothing but the number sequence questions, है ना, and it comes under the topic of logical reasoning because यहाँ पे आपको लॉजिक लगा के नंबर्स के साथ खेल के आपको नंबर्स आइडेंटिफाई करना है। So it is a part of a logical reasoning. It checks the ability of the student to identify the pattern. The pattern could be anything, right? It could be addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. It could be related to prime numbers. It could be related to squares. It could be related to cubes as well. Those students who are preparing for the exam, I'll just suggest them go to remember all the squares and cubes. जितने भी squares और cube आप याद रख सकते हो ना, उसको थोड़ा याद रखो because they are also very frequently used. Prime numbers आज पढ़ाने का reason यही था because sequence के अंदर वो सारी चीजें use होती है. So the question could be of the following type. They will ask you to find out the next number in the sequence. Given some numbers, they will ask you to find out what is the next number. The second thing that they can do is nothing but there is one in between number which is missing. From the pattern, you have to get that missing number. The third thing, they have given you the entire sequence. What you have to do is you just have to get the wrong among them. कोई तो एक wrong number होगा ना that you are supposed to find. Okay, so let's just do some basic example and try to understand the concept of pattern what we are trying to say. ना यहाँ पर हम लोग जो पैटर्न वर्ड को यूज करें ना, कुछ सिंपल एग्जांपल को लेके आज उस पैटर्न के ऊपर काम करते हैं। वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन इज देयर, लुक एट द सीरीज ऑफ द नंबर्स, यू हैव टू गेट द नेक्स्ट वन, यू हैव टू गिव मी द आंसर इन द चैट बॉक्स। व्हाट इज द पैटर्न दैट यू कैन सी? And one more thing, I'll just repeat again. If any point of time, if you feel you are not getting the answer, yes, 1/8 is the correct answer. If any one of you are not able to understand the answer, you have to write in the chat box. है ना, अगर suppose 50 या फिर 100 स्टूडेंट ने भी yes 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 डाल दिया ना, so if somebody says no, I'll explain it again. Don't worry about it. The correct answer is 1/8. I'll not go for the explanation of it unless someone asks. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, 1/8 is the correct one. Easy. This was easy. Let's slowly will increase the difficulty by the way. Try to see this. Sir, can you explain please? Yes, why not? If you see that question. Okay, sorry. I think मैं बहुत ज़्यादा ऊपर चले गया. I'll just keep the things. I think I went to the end of it. Can you explain? Yes, I'll do it. I just come to it. मैं ना end of the slide पे चला गया. I'll just go to that question. Sorry. कौन सा था? Yeah, these are all those questions. ये सारे questions हमें देखना है, but आज नहीं. Mostly आज तो नहीं होगा. जितने होते हैं उतने आज करते हैं. बाकी सारे हम लोग next session को लेके जाएंगे. Okay, let me just go with this. Practice किया था, sequence में आपको बताया था, और ये रहा question, right? ये question को explain करें. See the numbers over here. The numbers are very clearly 2, 1, and 1/4. If you see from 2 to 1, how you are going? You are dividing it by 2. 2 को 2 से divide किया 1 आया. 1 को वापस से 2 से divide किया, आपको 1/2 आ गया. वापस से 2 से divide किया, आपको 1/4 आ गया. तो नेक्स्ट नंबर पैटर्न क्या है? पैटर्न इज टू डिवाइड इट बाय 2, राइट? सो इफ आई डिवाइड 1/4 by 2, तो वो क्या आ जाएगा? 1/8. इज इट फाइन रिद्धि एंड स्नेहा? Okay, yeah, let's see the next one over here. Just try to see and try to identify the pattern, है ना? एंड मैं सामने से बोल रहा हूँ, इनिशियल जो मैंने क्वेश्चंस रखे हैं, दे आर वेरी ट्रिवियल. क्यों? बिकॉज आई जस्ट वांट यू टू अंडरस्टैंड कि पैटर्न के अंदर कुछ भी चीज हो सकती है. यू जस्ट हैव टू सी नंबर्स को देख के आपको सिर्फ अंदाजा लगाना है. ठीक है, स्लोली स्लोली डिफिकल्टी बढ़ जाएगी, देन यू विल बी क्यूरियस कैसे करना है. यस, द करेक्ट आंसर इज नथिंग बट 10. एंड इफ यू वांट टू सी द पैटर्न, पैटर्न क्या है? देखो यहाँ पर नंबर है 7 है, के बाद
प्लस 3
8 के बाद क्या आने वाला है? 10 आने वाला है. करेक्ट. ओके, दिस इज ऑल्सो वन गुड पैटर्न दैट स्टूडेंट्स हैव आइडेंटिफाई. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी विद इट. वो एक पैटर्न था, बट आई थिंक जब मैंने देखा मुझे अलग तरीके से दिखा. वी गॉट द सेम आंसर. यहाँ +3 -2 +3 -2. दिस इज ऑल्सो वन मोर पैटर्न, है ना. तो क्या आता है ना कि देयर आर मल्टीपल पैटर्न्स दैट कुड बी आइडेंटिफाई, है ना. द व्हाई आई सेड दिस, मैंने जो पैटर्न आइडेंटिफाई किया ना, वो मैंने क्यों किया? बिकॉज मल्टीपल टाइम गिवन सीरीज के अंदर दो सीरीज छुपी हुई होती है, राइट. दैट इज द रीजन मैंने तुरंत ही वो आइडेंटिफाई किया कि दो सीरीज है यहाँ पर. इफ यू सी 7 8 9 एंड द नेक्स्ट नंबर इज नॉट देयर, है ना. तो ये डिजिट्स ले लिए, ये बचे हुए नंबर्स क्या है? 10 11 12 10 11 12, राइट. सो दिस वाज द पैटर्न दैट आई वाज ऑब्जर्विंग. बट आपने जो पैटर्न आइडेंटिफाई किया वो भी अच्छा है, राइट. उस हिसाब से अगर देखोगे तो नेक्स्ट नंबर कैसे मिलेगा? -2 करके मिलेगा. एंड देन 10 -2 इज नथिंग बट, सॉरी 12 -2 इज नथिंग बट 10. ओके, इज इट फाइन एवरीवन? सबको ये दोनों तरीका समझा पैटर्न आइडेंटिफाई करने का, +3 -2 एज वेल. और मैंने जो ऑब्जर्व किया था वो अल्टरनेटिव नंबर्स जो थे वो सिर्फ एक सीक्वेंस में रखे गए थे. ओके ओके, ट्राई टू सी दिस क्वेश्चन. Okay, very good. The correct answer is B. Okay, yes, I think the pattern is very simple. You just have to do -2 -4. Over here it is nothing but -2 -4. Then the next would be right. Correct. Okay, I can see multiple correct answers. Thank you. Okay, try to see this question. I think now multiple students will start thinking the way I thought earlier. The correct answer is nothing but, see, if you see again it is same 25, sorry 20, 23, 24. Next number would be 25 because बाकी यहाँ पर भी पैटर्न बन रहा है ना. तो next number is going to be 25, right? Okay, okay, try to see this question. Yes, the correct answer is option B 14. If you see there is a common difference. सबसे पहला पैर में सेम नंबर लिखे उन्होंने, है ना. तो यहाँ पर क्या रहा है? यहाँ से यहाँ -13. तो नेक्स्ट जो पैर होगा उसके अंदर भी -13 से मिलेगा, बट 14. That is fine. And if I'm going quick, you can let me know. Just see this question. Okay. Somebody said 128, somebody said 56. Okay. The 128. Can Arvind and Omkar tell you how you got 128 by the way? The correct answer is 56. Can you tell me how you got 128? आपने सिर्फ 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, बट क्या 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पैटर्न है क्या? -8 भी करना है, राइट. करेक्ट. सो इफ यू सी इट वेरी केयरफुली, 14 से 28 जो है वो मल्टीप्लाई बाई 2 है. फिर 20 से 40 जो है वो मल्टीप्लाई बाई 32 to 64 is multiplied by 2. But इन दोनों के बीच में भी कुछ पैटर्न, यू सी पैटर्न इज ऑफ -8 -8. सो नेक्स्ट नंबर कैसे मिलेगा? -8 and that is nothing but 56. Is it fine, Omkar and Arvind? Anji, Omkar ji and Arvind ji, is it fine? Understood the pattern? Okay. Okay, let's see the next one. Eight, 6, 9, 23, 87. Now it is tricky. As I said, slowly difficulty बढ़ेगा. अब आपको थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा. Think about it. What could be the pattern from the previous numbers? How you are getting the next number? 8 से 6 कैसे? 6 है तो 9 कैसे? 9 है तो 23 कैसे? 23 है तो 87 कैसे? What is the pattern going on? Very good. The 429 is actually the correct answer. Can you tell us the pattern? Yes, the 429 is the correct answer. From 8, how you get 6? From 8, how you got 6? Yes, from 8, how you got 6? The correct answer is this. Just justify why this answer is correct. Yes, those two students, Alok ji and Ishwari ji, what do you feel? Yeah, the correct answer is 429. But what is the pattern? From 8, have you got 6? Because एक pattern होगा जो follow होके वो answer आया ना. What is that pattern? Yes, anyone? Yeah, it is 8 ones are -2. Right? Similarly, if I go further, from 6, how you can write? It is nothing but 6 twos are -3. Right? It is 6 twos are -3. But यहाँ पर pattern क्या हो रहा है? 8 ones are -2, 6 twos are -3. अगर इसी हिसाब से होना चाहिए था तो क्या होना चाहिए? 9 twos are, सॉरी 9, अब 2 तो नहीं होगा ना. 1 था तो 2 ये यहाँ पे लिखा, तो ये 3 यहाँ पे लिखेंगे. सो 9, यहाँ पर 2 था तो 3 लिखा, यहाँ पर 3 था तो 4 लिखेंगे. सो इट इज 9 3s are 27, 27 minus 4 is 23. सो दिस इज नथिंग बट द करेक्ट पैटर्न. नेक्स्ट नंबर कैसे मिल रहा है? 23 टाइम्स 4, ये यहाँ पे लिखा, फिर नेक्स्ट नंबर इज 5, तो वो यहाँ. कैन यू सी इट इज 8, right? 23 fours are, so it is nothing but 8 2 1, so it is nothing but 92. 92 minus 5 is nothing but 87. Now next number कैसे मिला होगा? It is 87, 5 यहाँ पर multiply and the pattern is -6, so it is going to be 429. Is it fine? सबको ये pattern समझ रहा है किस तरीके से हो रहा है? From the previous number, the pattern is like 1s are -2, 2s are -3, 3s are -4, 4s are -5, 5s are -6. Is it fine? सबको ये pattern identify हो रहा है? When we say difficulty level, this is the kind of a thing that will occur. है ना? ऐसा ही होगा, कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा पैटर्न मिलेगा जो आपको ट्रिवियली नहीं मिलता था. इससे पहले वाले एग्जांपल में क्या था ना, इजी था यार, +1 -2 +1 -2, या फिर ऐड करो या फिर मल्टीप्लाई करो, आ जा रहा था. But these are the way where the difficulty will increase. Slowly मैं आपको highest level of difficulty का भी sequence बताऊंगा at the end of this topic. But अभी इसी के साथ आगे. Okay, try to see this. Try to see this. You have to give me the next 2 digits, है ना, यानी कि 2 नंबर देने हैं आपको. Digits and the sense 2 numbers. आपको 2 नंबर्स देने. Just try to see the numbers and identify the pattern out of it. Okay, there are few students feeling the A is the correct answer. Okay, can you justify Rabia and Ridhiji? A is a correct answer according to you. Then can you tell me why? Pattern क्या है? What is the pattern for A?
By adding 4. By adding 4.
By adding 4. If
24.
no. If you
Yes.
add 4, that pattern should be there for the entire one. It is 4, 8, 22, 12, 16, 20 and 24. It should be there for everyone. यहाँ पर अगर आप देखो कितना हो गया, 4 को ऐड कर दिया, बट यहाँ से यहाँ तो 4 ऐड नहीं हो रहा है, राइट? यहाँ से यहाँ 4 ऐड नहीं हो रहा था. वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. समवन ऑब्जर्व वेरी केयरफुली कि यहाँ पर कहीं ना कहीं 4 का टेबल लिख दिया गया है ना. 4, 8, 20, 12, 16, 22, 20, 24. अगर आप देखोगे ना, अगर यहाँ से अगर मैं 22 को हटा दूं तो जो चीज बची है वो 4 का टेबल है, राइट? बट ये 22 उन्होंने कहां पे इंसर्ट किया था? तो आफ्टर एवरी टू उन्होंने सिर्फ 22 डाल दिया. सो आफ्टर एवरी टू यहां पर 22 होगा. नेक्स्ट नंबर क्या होगा? तो हमें 4 का टेबल देखना है. 4 का टेबल तो आगे क्या होने वाला है? इट इज 28. So the next two is nothing but 22 and 28. Is it fine? Rabia ji समझा? Those who are giving the answer A क्यों
Yes,
सही नहीं है?
sir.
बिकॉज 4 का डिफरेंस होता तो सब में होना चाहिए था, है ना. बीच में उन्होंने 22 को डाल दिया. दैट इज जस्ट अ पैटर्न ऑफ डिस्टेंस ऑफ 2. ओके, लेट्स सी वन मोर क्वेश्चन सिमिलर टाइप. ट्राई टू गेट द आंसर. कैन यू सी सम पैटर्न बाय द वे? कुछ तो एक पैटर्न आ रहा है ना बीच में. व्हाट इज दैट पैटर्न? नो, आंसर इज नॉट 1 फॉर श्योर. Answer is correct answer is 27. The first thing that everyone should observe is यहाँ पर 1 2 3 4 5 वो तो सिर्फ ऐसे ही बीच में डाल दिया. 1 2 3 4 5 ऐसे बीच में से 6 हो रहा है, 6 का 11 हो रहा है, 11 का 18 हो रहा है. तो 6 से 3 पैटर्न प्लस 3, 4 से 11 दैट इज बट प्लस 5, 11 से 18 प्लस 7. तो यहां से नेक्स्ट नंबर क्या प्लस करने से मिलना चाहिए हमें? 3 था, 5 था, 7 था, तो नेक्स्ट 9 ऐड करने पे मिलना चाहिए. 3 5 7 9, राइट? सो इट इज नथिंग बट एडिंग 7 9 इनटू इट इज गोइंग टू बी 27 इज द करेक्ट. इज इट फाइन एवरीवन? सबको यहां पे पैटर्न समझ रहे हैं? Okay, so I think we can have the last problem of the day. Just try to answer this. The correct answer is 4. Very good, sir. Can you repeat for once? Okay, this one, right? You asked me for this, Archana ji. यस, वी हियर द पैटर्न वाज, यहां पर अल्टरनेटिव जो नंबर थे जैसे कि 1 2 3 4 5, वो क्या है, वो तो सिर्फ नॉर्मली लिख दे गए हैं 1 2 3 4 5 6 ऐसे ही लिखा है, बट मेन नंबर क्या थे, मेन नंबर थे 3 6 11 एंड 18। अब 3 से 6 का पैटर्न था +3, 6 से 11 के लिए +5, फिर उसके आगे 7, 11 से लेके 18 7 ऐड कर दिया। फिर इफ यू सी ये सारे ऑड नंबर है ना, 3 5 7 एंड 8 आर द ऑड नंबर्स, राइट। सो इफ यू सी 3 5 7, नेक्स्ट ऑड नंबर कौन सा आता है, तो वो है 9। इसीलिए हम लोग क्या करेंगे कि नेक्स्ट जो नंबर मिलने वाला है दैट वुड बी ऑब्टेन्ड बाय एडिंग 9 इनटू दिस, दैट इज नथिंग बट 27, है ना। तो मैं क्या कर सकता था, गिवन सीक्वेंस में सिर्फ इतना ही देता था। नेक्स्ट क्या है, तो ये 3 5 7, तो नेक्स्ट करने पे मिलेगा, तो 9 ऐड करने पे मिलेगा, बिकॉज ऑड नंबर्स लेते जा रहे हैं हम लोग। इज इट फाइन अर्चना जी? ओके okay, we here the correct answer was, the correct answer is 4, but the reason is 4 का table. Okay, I think students are getting it very quickly. If you see ये है ना, if it is 17 16 14 12 11 8 and 8, the next number is going to be 4, because देखोगे ना 4 सॉरी 4 4 जा 4 3 जा 2 जा, तो ये आगे होने वाला है 4 1 जा, so it is 4. Can you tell me what is the next number by the way? उसके बाद का नंबर क्या होगा? यस, टेबल ऑफ 4 विद द डिफरेंस ऑफ 3, यहां पर -3 का पैटर्न है। 17 से 14 -3, 14 से 11 अगेन -3, यहां से 8 is, so 8 से नेक्स्ट नंबर -3 करने से मिलेगा, so -3 किया तो नथिंग बट 5, so the next 4 number are nothing but 4 and 5. अच्छा रिद्धि 1 नहीं 5 है ना, 8 में से करना है -3, ठीक है। So these are the things that we learn. What are the basic things that we have learned today? Is nothing but the basic numerical type, है ना, नंबर्स को हमारे पास जो थे उनके साथ कैसे खेलना है, वो सारी चीजें की। Whenever we meet next class, जब भी मेरा नेक्स्ट क्लास होगा, तब हम लोग सेम सीक्वेंस के टॉपिक को आगे बढ़ाएंगे, और तभी मैं आपको टेस्ट दे दूंगा दोनों का साथ, ठीक है। सो यहाँ पर टेस्ट के अंदर आपको सीक्वेंस और जो बेसिक सीखा दोनों के ऊपर क्वेश्चंस हो गए, बट आज हमने नंबर्स के ऊपर काम किया है, नथिंग एल्स। इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट डिफिकल्टी यू कैन आस्क।